Well, as we continue down our path to understand lab environments, let's talk about cloud computing. So, cloud computing, it's been a buzz for quite a while. It's mature now. It's past the hype cycle, the initial hump, and it's very useful and is heavily adopted. So, it's one of those things that will be around for quite some time. Um, and we would expect people learning now to be using it 10-ish plus years in the future. So it seems like a good idea to use if we can. So as we talked about cloud options, there's of course AWS, and all of these have at least a limited set of resources that can be used free. Now I say free, and I do have to say they take your credit card, and if you go outside the scope, you will get paid. You will get charged. On top of that, after a period of time, I think with AWS it's 12 months. You start to get charged a fee for maintaining your account. So and these are all things that are different for each cloud provider, how much those fees would be. So if you do sign up for an AWS account or Azure or Google, which we'll talk about a little bit here shortly, please, the first thing you should do is secure your account. Set up multi-factor authentication, and make sure that you pay attention. Set up alerts so if spending goes crazy, that you get notified quickly so that hackers don't find your account and you give them your password and they get into it and use all your money. That would be bad. Even the money you don't have. So AWS is the leader. Amazon Web Services, they've been around the longest. They have the most mature product, and they have something else we'll get to in just a bit. Azure is the market, the second that's trying so hard to catch up to AWS, and they're doing a decent job lately, but they still have a long ways to go. It's a great one to learn. Google Cloud is not as far along as either of those, and I think Google is the only one of the two that don't have an educational option. So, but these three all have the added benefit, unlike other lab environments that we've talked about, that you're not using resources on the student system. You could do cloud computing from any device, whether it's a Chromebook, a laptop, a desktop, even a phone, although I would strongly discourage using a phone to do technology type assignments. I have seen it though. I've even seen someone use a gaming system to do their cloud computing assignments. Anyway, it is a great option, except a lot of students are poor and might not know better and might not secure their account well. We don't want them to have to put in a credit card. That's where the educational academies come into play. So Amazon has AWS Academy. I can't remember what Azure's is. I don't really use it yet. I probably should eventually play a little bit with Azure. AWS Academy is a way for a higher educational institution to become a partner, and then they can create classes. And one of those classes, which I heavily use, is the AWS Learner Lab. It is just a way for students to get into a free AWS account that's limited, understandably, and only has a certain amount of money. As of recording this video, last time I looked, it said $50 in some notes, but it still was giving the students $100. And I spin up a lot of those every semester for different classes. I have not really had students run out of the money there unless they've been hacked by hackers, because they left things open, which is why we want them protected, and not putting their credit card in there, because I would hate to see students get 1,000, 10,000 ish dollar bills from a cloud provider because they gave their account to a hacker, uh, not knowing it. So I do think that AWS Academy, and AWS and Azure are good options in Google Cloud. Those cloud providers are good options for labs, student labs. I think the education specific academies, AWS Academy, is the best at this point in time. It gives students hands on experience that they can take with them to the job. It also does not cost them or the university any money. It just requires the professors to know, understand, and learn cloud computing, which is something that they can then pass on to their students. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this. We're going to eventually get into hands-on labs in AWS Academy Learner Lab after a couple videos. So I hope you'll hang around and go on this journey with me. See you in the next video.